you're watching this video right now, that means you're most likely a person like me, someone who has struggled throughout his life to find a reason to stop jerking off and busting nuts left and right every single day. And I will tell you that when I started to do it, it's not something that ever crossed my mind, which I'm sure was the same in your case, because at such a young age of 12, 13, 14 years old, we're introduced to this like content, this substance, and we don't really understand what's going on. Our mind doesn't put two and two together that this is something that we should be doing as men and as human beings to procreate and provide and have a new generation of children. This is something in our biological output that has been in humans ever since the first human was born. There cannot be more humans, there cannot be another generation without the sperm and without the egg. And what's really sad and scary is that nowadays it's just seen as something that can be done for fun, you know, and can really just be used. People use each other nowadays for just enjoyment and pleasure in that 5 minutes of you just going ham at each other. But at the end, you're just felt, number one, you feel guilty, and number two, you just feel disgusting in a way. But this video isn't about all that stuff. This is about how do you stop yourself from busting that nut when you feel that urge. Because as a human being, as a man especially, with testosterone created, you're gonna get horny, bro. Like, there's no bullshit behind it. Like, you feel it, I feel it, but to be able to hold in that nut and really just put it to your fullest potential as a man and really going deeper into yourself and find energy to do the productive things that we should be doing, and to also train your mind, really. Because when you're able to feel such a heavy urge, which sexual urge is by far the most potent in terms of how we feel, if you're able to completely suppress and nullify it and tell yourself, okay, I know I'm feeling this way, but I know that I will be a better person and I won't feel guilty if I do. That is one of the most powerful things you could do as a man, and will 100%, I guarantee you, feel better as a person, number one. Number two, you'll be happier with yourself because you didn't just give away all that energy to the universe. You're actually holding it in and supplying it within your body. And number three, you'll become more sharp. You will start to think more clearly. You won't really have any procrastination, no brain fog. So these are all the benefits that come with it. Now, when you're in that moment, it is very difficult to separate the present from the future, because right there and then in the moment, you're feeling all this like fluster, your body's like getting warm, you got these thoughts, like maybe you saw like some booty earlier in the day, now you're thinking about it, and maybe you're thinking about one of your classmates. I don't know what gets you off. Maybe you're thinking about that one porn star you saw earlier. You really don't know what's going to come into your mind, and these are sometimes okay and natural thoughts to have. But if you're constantly thinking about this, it's going to be a very, very difficult thing to just negate out of your mind. It's going to take a lot of patience, because you will eventually end up busting it 24/7. All you think about is that. I remember when I was like 13 years old, that's literally all I thought about. I could not like leave the house and spend 5 minutes with my family, because I would feel the urge and I would just run upstairs, you know, because my initial thought was, okay, I have this urge, I have to get rid of it and it'll feel amazing and then I can move on with my life. But what I didn't realize it was doing to my mind was reprogramming it to only feel those urges in certain scenarios, which were unnatural. Seeing two other people smash and getting off to that, not what we were built to do. That's not what we were designed to do. And the way that we are able to stop ourselves and control it, number one, is through meditation. Meditation will, without a doubt, make your mind sharper and stronger when it comes to that. If you're doing bad things, I promise you, your NoFap journey will come to a very, very short end. It will come to a very short end. If you're smoking weed, if you're doing cigarettes, other drugs, drinking, partying, playing video games all day, just procrastinating, not working out, how are you going to stop yourself if your mind is so weak that it can't stop yourself from doing all these other things? So first of all, as a whole and as a person, you need to be willing to put away the bad habits and start to really hone down on the good ones. That will give you much better leverage. And I'm not saying it's not the only thing you need, because those urges will still happen. We're still human. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I almost busted. I'm only 7 days into my new streak, and it almost just happened now. But what really was able to stop me was my day today. I had a productive day. I went to the gym, and when the urge hit, I actually was able to think and be like, okay, like, how am I gonna feel after what I do? I'm gonna feel, number one, guilty. Number two, I'm gonna have no energy, and then I'm gonna get in my head. So I was able to suppress it and move forward in my life. And I think that's a very high skill to have if you're gonna be serious on this journey, because without a doubt, you will reap the benefits and feel a more complete person. So in my opinion, that's what helped me. Just meditation. And because of meditation, in the moment, I was able to really separate the good and the bad, separate the 1 or 2 seconds of amazing feeling when you bust from the rest of my future, which is going to be negatively affected. And what I did after that was I just put myself in a social situation. I went downstairs, I made some tea, started talking to family. So you need to just avoid situations where you're just completely alone in the room with the doors locked, because when you're in this scenario, no one can judge except for yourself. You're only going to judge yourself. And if you have the ability to separate your mind really and look down on what you're about to do from a good perspective, you're going to be able to be successful in this journey. So I have so much more to talk about and say, but I don't want to keep this video going on for 30 minutes. So I'm just going to leave you with this. If you keep on relapsing and you're giving into these urges, it's not the end of the world. It's okay, but you need to understand why. You have to ask yourself that question. Why did I just do this? And there's always a why. There's always an answer. Oh, okay. Maybe I was feeling horny because I saw this nipple the other day, and I was just thinking about that nipple, and I was like, damn, bro, it'd be great to have that. But you have to realize you don't have that. It's just a thought. It's your imagination, and at the end of the day, you're just literally rubbing your hand. That's literally all you're doing, man. And afterwards, you're sitting there like this, thinking, oh man, what the fuck did I just do? So, is it really worth it? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And you have to understand that for yourselves. So, that's all I got. Peace out.